had to have some routine medical work done on the Far East Side. And after it was over, I wasn't sure what else to do with this precious gift of a day when the M96 bus rolled by. And I said, why not take that cross town over to West End Avenue and see how the West End Avenue phone booths are doing. This is the one at 100th Street. I may have to skip the one at 101st because there's this idling vehicles parked right next to it, and the dude was just absolutely staring at me. I will tell you that that phone does not work. This one looks like somebody tried to crack into the coin box. And I don't know if L25470 means anything to you, but it doesn't mean anything to me. Just a serial number. There's no dial tone. I'm not even gonna, well, maybe I'll try to. There's a light crackling noise when you pick this one up, but no dial tone. And no sound when you press the button. I didn't expect these to work. If you're not familiar, the backstory on these is these 4 phone booths on West End Avenue were left behind by CityBridge. And the talk was that it was as a tribute to the heritage of the phone booth in New York City or something like that. The continued existence of these booths is attributed primarily to, and I hope I'm getting his name right because it's off the top of my head, I believe his name was Alan Frakes. If I'm wrong, I'll correct that in the comments. You notice they left the Independent Payphone Association of New York logo, adding insult to injury because these phones were basically just confiscated by CityBridge from the independent payphone owners. This one's not looking that great, but it's not looking awful for a payphone in a public space. Let's see if I can get up to 101st Street without being stared at. If not, I'll just make either a quick round or I'll just go straight down to 90th. Yeah, absolutely nothing. No dial tone at all. This is 101st. And I'm back down at 100th Street and I see that the big chunk of glass is gone. And the door is gone as well. Although I'm not sure all of these ever had a door to begin with. But 101st Street was missing the door too. And a part of the backstory for these phones is, I don't think this was ever put in writing, but as part of the franchise agreement at least, but it was publicized in the media that these 4 phones were going to allow for free calls within the 5 boroughs of the city, and you could make coin calls anywhere else in the country or anywhere else in the world either. You could make coin or card calls. And that actually was true for a little while, but it over time, I think CityBridge just kind of forgot about these things. The last time I got dial tone on any of these, the free call thing didn't work. I had to put in a coin and it didn't make the call anyway. And with respect to that franchise agreement, while the free calls thing might not have been included in the contract or the agreement, it is stated clearly that the phones are supposed to remain in working order, and that CityBridge has clearly been in violation of that part of the contract for years now. They don't even work for 911, and that's supposed to be a no-brainer for these type of, what do they call them, public communication stations now, PCS, or maybe it's PCT, Public Communication Terminal. So here's 90th Street. Now, getting back to Mr. Frakes, and I hope that's his proper name. He was an advocate for keeping these phone booths standing. However, this style of booth is not the style that he helped save. When they decided to keep the 4 phone booths of West End Avenue, they made the puzzling to me decision to go with a Canadian style. This is the kind of booth that you'll see in Montreal, Toronto, and throughout Canada. No dial tone at all on this one. And these phone numbers don't mean anything anymore. These phones were all switched over to Verizon Wireless. But at some point, CityBridge quit paying the bill. And if you tried to, when they still had dial tone, if you tried to make a call, you get sent off into this kind of weird Neverland where you have to pay for your call by credit card or other means. So this is the one at 90th Street. And it looks okay. It's got some kind of stain on it, but not too much worse for wear. Yeah, there is actually some graffiti on the outside. I didn't see that. And I guess a little bit on the inside, but I think that's been there for a while. This, I don't remember being here before. And I don't know what that says. And not to beat a dead horse or anything, because what difference does it make talking about this shit? But with respect to the booths and putting them out there as a tribute to the cultural profile the phone booth once held in New York City, I mean, if you're going to put it under that headline, why use Canadian booths to make that statement? Why not bring in British phone boxes or Iranian phone boxes? Those are actually pretty distinctive. But they're bringing in these rather bland Canadian booths when they certainly had the money to procure American-style airlight booths. I mean, I think you have to get them custom-made now, but still, when this Link NYC CityBridge thing was new, they had all the money in the world. So this is the booth where I was filmed for one of the stupidest TV spots I ever did on CNN, and I'm sure everybody involved is grateful that there's no trace of it to be found anywhere on the internet. I think they aired it one time at like 2:30 in the morning. No dial tone at all. Pressing the buttons does nothing. But it's greasy. Well, the booth appears to be fully intact except for the door, of course. All the doors went missing. I remember when the door was still present, somebody had put a note on the door that said, "This is the last phone booth in Manhattan." And I was tempted to post a follow-up note on a post-it that said, "No, it's not," but I figure let them have their fun.